Nnamdi Kanu's intelligence tested. Justice Omotosho's surrender as Kanu is forced to listen to his own broadcast. Now, so my people, now so no problem at all, no problem. Yes, the IPOP leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, during his own cross-examination, has been forced to listen to his own broadcast. Now, in this part of the news, they want Nnamdi Kanu to now listen and now say um, what that very broadcast of his actually meant. Yes, that is what they are trying to say. They want Nnamdi Kanu to like listen and tell them that what does he mean um, by all of those things he said in that very broadcast. It is a shocker, my dear listeners. In fact, I must tell you that the IPOP leader now cannot prove his intelligence even after paying attention to this very broadcast. Please, my dear listener, don't go anywhere because I have it loaded here in this very channel. Now, on this very news, it has been revealed that the IPOP leader's broadcast was played before him as counsels to the federal government and also counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the American observers were all present to pay attention. Now, why this very broadcast is being played, the IPOP leader Nnamdi Kanu, as was very strong and fit to pay attention quietly as he gave out an answer on each of the words used in his broadcast. The federal government was actually trying to pick those words of terrorism incitement or incitement of violence. They are trying to pick it out from that very broadcast, but believing Namkano was able to prove his point and prove himself beyond every reasonable doubt. Now, in this very video, everybody turned to Nnamdi Kanu disciples. Oh. Yes, everybody turned to Nnamdi Kanu disciples. What do I mean? What I mean is that now everybody paid attention to the broadcast of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as if they want to carry out his objective or his order. Okay, then at the end of the day, they will now stand as his critic. Okay, to judge what he has said. But believe me, at the end of the day, the federal government council or the lawyers stood to sound foolishly while trying to cross-examine that very broadcast of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, trying to question the IPOP leader on what was revealed in that very broadcast, he claimed that the IPOP leader was trying to, poison the heart of Nigerians and make sure that violence violent erupts, and to make sure that Nigerian is completely, set on fire, and that and also lead to total exit of the Igbos away from Nigeria. That is what the Federal Government Council was trying to say. But in response to this very statement, Nnamdi Kanu made it very clear why he said what he said in that very broadcast. In fact, in that very broadcast, Nnamdi Kanu was actually seen, bombarding the federal government for, bringing in Fulani men in military uniform in the southeast and making them, getting them equipped, and making them to cause total unrest, and also making them to, cause, to cause mayhem. I'm not making the people of the southeast to have a peace of mind. In fact, they also played in that very video where Nnamdi Kanu, made the declaration of the new security outfit that will be coming up in the southeast. That is when Nnamdi Kanu introduced the ESN. Yes. Nnamdi Kanu, yes, defended himself again. Yes, making them to know that he did that to save the people of the southeast, because as at then, the southeast governors were doing nothing. Why the people of the southeast are being killed, blood, in fact, seriously. So to save them and to chase this criminal who called himself Fulani men in military uniform, he decided to, release the ESN. In fact, it was when he released the ESN that the pressure and the tension calmed down, and the people of the southeast were now able to be going to their farm peacefully. They were seeing all these things happening in the southeast, but they could not do anything.